Battlebit has truly mastered the art of delivering an amazing sniping experience. While offering various playstyles, our focus today will be on the aggressive kind. But first, what is an aggressive sniper? Think of your standard infantry class like the assault or the medic, but instead of using a machine gun, you use, you guessed it, a sniper rifle. The reason this feels so good and enjoyable is because it's so satisfying when you win duels and land kills. It's a lot easier to run around with a full auto spraying people, but challenging someone while using a sniper close range and managing to outplay them makes every kill feel a little more sweet and well deserved. It opens room for a lot more dynamic plays, and it's definitely worth a try because sniping in this game feels unbelievable. Now let's go over what it takes to be an aggressive sniper effectively in Battlebit. One vital tip that applies to every role, including snipers, is positioning. Engaging in close quarter sniping puts you at a disadvantage since you only have one bullet in the chamber, giving you one chance for the kill before needing to recock your gun. Acting quickly after missing is crucial to surviving and being able to seize another shot. Instead of panicking, remember that Battlebit's rapid and forgiving movement gives you more time than you may think. Avoid running in the open, instead make use of cover by popping out, taking a shot, popping back in to recock your gun, and then repeating the process. It may seem like common sense, but these actions unfold in a matter of seconds, especially when pushed by someone relentlessly mag dumping you. Depending on the game mode, it's important to be aware of hotspots. Sometimes you'll need to push forward and keep an eye on enemy objectives even if you're near their spawn, as it can be unpredictable and give you the upper hand. The majority of people tend to spawn on squad mates, so it's crucial to remember if you've killed someone, there is a chance a squad mate is close by and they could be back in seconds, so it's always good to remember that and keep moving. Don't repeat the same angles. Of course, if you're lined up and quick enough, a second repeat may work, but using the same angle is so predictable, and since Battlebit has been out for a bit now, people are already very wise to it. It's an easy death to avoid, so don't fall for it. Flanking. Flanking is an integral part of an aggressive playstyle, as you may have already heard from many other players mainly using machine guns in Battlebit. The same concept applies to snipers. The goal of a flank is to catch your enemies off guard from their blind spots, whether it's from their sides or from behind. Once you have secured that advantage, hold it. Aggression involves attacking and pushing the enemy, and by flanking, you've already achieved that. It's perfectly acceptable and in fact crucial to maintain a strong position while the enemy remains unaware. There's no need to rush in guns blazing just because you have the element of surprise. Embrace your role as an aggressive sniper and play to your strengths. By taking your time and landing shots discreetly without revealing your position through traces, even if it's just a body shot, you can keep your location hidden. However, if you are spotted or things become too intense, it's essential to move. Avoid overstaying your welcome and becoming too complacent because you never know if you're being flanked as well. Now let's get on to movement. Once you become used to popping in and out of cover, you can implement the same tactics without any cover at all. Battlebit's animations such as proning while sprinting and strafing make it incredibly challenging for enemies to track your movements. By combining these evasive maneuvers, it becomes extremely difficult for them to land shots on a moving target. This buys you enough time to take one or even two more shots, which can mean the difference between life and death. Practice these movements in the shooting range until you become used to them when sniping. Another effective way to improve your aggressive sniping skills is by starting with other weapons and then gradually building up to using a sniper rifle once you have mastered the movement. Machine guns in particular are more forgiving and serve as a great training ground to learn the movement first in multiplayer. An extra tip for movement is of course leaning. The goal is to make it as awkward as possible for the enemy to hit you. If you've seen any of my other videos, you may have already noticed I'm always leaning left or right, because if it gives any chance of survival, I'm taking it. I have actually rebound my lean to my mouse side buttons. This is a personal preference as I use it all the time. I like having access to all the movement options, and tapping Q and E feels like I'm sacrificing other keys. Being able to hold W and D while leaning any way I want comfortably helps massively. Don't forget about quickscoping. The speed and accuracy with which you can execute a quickscope shot in Battlebit is truly amazing. It brings back fond memories of the old Call of Duty days, but with a fresh twist in the Battlebit setting. You can aim down sights so quickly that you can land shots in a split second. I highly recommend trying the 32v32 servers to practice, as they throw you into more close quarter scenarios where quickscoping shines, allowing you to practice and get more experience faster. Increase your draw speed as much as you can, allowing you to aim down sights faster, which of course is paramount when quickscoping. You need to be able to react fast, and having a slow ADS will impact that. Copy my build on screen now for the fastest ADS on an L96, which is my favourite sniper to quickscope with. Touching on sensitivity, all I can give is guidance. It's extremely preference based, and what works for me simply may not work for you. The sense I use is 1600 DPI and 51 in game, with the aim down sight all set to 100. 100. Coming from games like Valorant, Tarkov and CSGO, slower sensitivity allows for the micro adjustments needed to get them awkward shots. I have definitely increased it in Battlebit due to it being fast paced when playing aggressive, but you still need to be ready for them shots that require a lot of accuracy, and slower sensitivities tend to make that easier. Aim Labs is a great tool on aiding you to find your perfect sensitivity, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to practicing on your comfortable sensitivity and using it to build that muscle memory for flicks and quick target swapping. I also briefly want to mention no scoping. My last video was discussing how it works in Battlebit, but the gist is, wherever the gun is facing, the bullet shoots straight, so when you're up close and personal, it's extremely worth taking the risk due to how much faster it is to get off the shot, and when someone is up to 5 feet away, you don't always have the time to aim in. Attach a laser to your gun for the extra aid to see exactly where your bullet will go. It can genuinely feel like a shotgun sometimes. Mix this with strafing and leaning and you can hit some disgusting shots. Moving on to gadgets, C4 is a necessity for an aggressive playstyle, not just for attacking but for mobility and being able to breach walls to get in or out when you're in a pickle. When using a sniper up close, you need to be in control of where you can go, and relying purely on stairs or doorways just doesn't cut it. C4 can be used to get in, get a kill and then get out, ensuring that you survive. Now onto the grappling hook, it can be used to get into awkward positions. For example, if you've done a great flank and want to hold up in a nice spot, whipping out a grapple without having to go into a single building keeps up the low profile and element of surprise. Also, if you're being pushed, firing a grapple hook as bait and going in another direction can be a great way to catch people off guard when using it because they think you're hiding up there. Now onto a few quickfire tips. A lot of people know by now, but just in case, always use a medium scope since they don't show a sniper's glint and realistically, you'll mainly be in close quarters, so having a big scope won't help. For character customization, I recommend using normal chest armor, which gives you extra magazines which help massively when running around because you'll be taking loads of pop shots and you won't be in one position long enough to call in a supply drop. This does reduce aim down sight speed by 5%, which sounds like a lot, but the extra magazines far outweigh the loss. Learn the bullet drop. Sometimes when you are traversing the map, you may spot someone relatively far away and you need to quickly shoot. Messing around with zeroing isn't efficient because you are shifting between close and medium range constantly. The drop is minimal, but it's something that you should definitely get used to, allowing you to get off them smooth long range shots when needed. Now my final tip, just because you are playing aggressive, it doesn't mean you need to overextend constantly every time you see an enemy or decide to push something. If shit is about to hit the fan, dip out of there, reassess the situation or attack from a different angle. At the end of the day, kills are important, but surviving is even more so, because you aren't killing anything if you're throwing yourself in blindly. It's going to take practice to learn how to accurately quickscope and getting used to the delay between each shot. I'd be lying if I said it was easy, but I'm by no means special, so if I can get any ounce of success playing like this, so can you. The reason I'm even making this video is because I know how fun it can be, and it's really hard to want to use other guns when you feel the satisfaction of besting someone in a much easier position. I've personally always favoured an aggressive playstyle, and I've also always loved sniping, so combining these two together, mixed with how well it works in Battlebit, is a must try. I'd love to know down below if you guys have had any crazy sniping experiences yet. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to join the Discord. Follow me over on Twitch for future live streams, and I'll catch you guys sniping on Battlebit.